Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Beth, if you are new here, and I like to talk about music. And today we're going to be listening, finally, to the Great Impersonator by Halsey. I am super late to this album reaction. Halsey is one of my favorite artists of all time, but there's been so much other music coming out, and I've heard how sad this album is, and that's made me kind of stray away from like jumping right into it. But I feel like I just need to pull off the band-aid and listen to it. And I do want to hear her story. I want to hear everything that she has to say and share with us today. But I have heard it's just like a really depressing album. So that doesn't make me super excited to get into it. But I absolutely love Halsey's music. They're one of my favorite artists of all time. And I've really been looking forward to like the artistry that I know is probably going to be in this album. Because if you know Halsey, you know they're just like the truest form of an artist. They always have a message, very vulnerable writing as well. So I am so excited for her to just spill her heart out to me. A lot to unpack here. There's a lot of very interesting song titles that do just sound like they're gonna have a lot in them. I can tell it's gonna be a really weighty, really interesting listen. I'm really excited for the song Panic Attack because I am someone who regularly gets panic attacks, and I don't know about you, but they suck. And it can feel like you're dying. So I can't wait to hear that song. It sounds super fun. I have heard 2 tracks off this album, The End, which I reacted to on my channel, and then Lucky. There's also a deluxe track that just got added in the last couple days. So there's something good about me being so late to this release. Arsonist, Darwinism, bunch of letters to God. There's a lot going on here that I'm concerned about, but also very excited about. Am I in the mood for a sad album? I don't know yet. But vulnerable writing, deep lyrics, meaningful art. I feel like we're gonna get all of that in this album, so I'm very excited. Did I say that I'm excited? I also did see Halsey's tracklist inspo photo shoot on Instagram. That was really cool. It sounds like every song was inspired by a different iconic artist, and I don't remember like which was attributed to which, so I'm not gonna be like really discussing it in length, but I thought that was really cool. But let's get into the first track. It is called Only Living Girl in LA. Sounds fun. We're just getting into a really fun album. What can I say? But Only Living Girl. I keep wanting to say Only Girl Living in LA. And I've heard the first like millisecond of this song. And I know it starts with an acoustic guitar. So I am very excited. Yes.
I'm the only girl alive in LA County. I'm the only one who sees. I wake up every day in some new kind of suffering.
Oh, good.
I've never known a day of peace.
The guitar structure is kind of interesting, like the chords and the plucking goes in just kind of an unexpected direction. It makes you kind of unsettled and uncomfortable, which I think goes along with obviously like the lyrical content.
I wonder if I ever left behind my body. Do you think they'd laugh at how I died? Or take a photo of my family in the lobby?
The sound effects are so unsettling.
Only small inside. 'Cause I don't know if I could sell out my own funeral. At least not at this point in time.
Real.
And if I ever try to leave behind.
Kind of reminds me of her song, I think it was Alone, where she talks about how no one really knows her. She feels like she has all these people that know her because of her music, but in reality, no one really knows Halsey as a person.
At least I know it was never mine, it was never mine, it was never mine.
It's like they're floating up to heaven or something.
I'm the only girl alive in New York City.
She moved.
I left my wallet on the train.
Is that a plane in the background?
Since I no longer even have a driver's license.
Melodies are strong.
That means I have no name. And I could run away
Drenched in my fate. I can't even run from what I know. I mean, yeah, to a degree, that's very true. Like, you can't run from the cards that you're dealt in life. And obviously, sounds like, at least at this point in her life, Halsey has been dealt some really shitty cards. And there's only so much you can do with the cards you're dealt. There's only so many ways you can spin it, try to make it better. But like at the end of the day, the cards you're dealt are the cards you're dealt. I'm gonna say I keep thinking the song's about to end, but then it doesn't. It just keeps going on and on and on. And that is not a complaint. It's just a lot to kind of take in and like materialize in my mind. But storytelling's on point, melodies always on point. Like that is something that Halsey's discography is just packed full of. Like I regularly go back and listen to Halsey's discography, and it's because the writing and the melodies are just immaculate throughout the entire discography. And that is already continuing in this project. I'm obsessed with her confessional, diary entry, stream of consciousness style of writing. We got that in her track 929 off of Manic, which is one of my favorite songs ever. We got that very like confessional stream of consciousness, like just telling us everything that's going on, every flaw, every problem, and we're getting that same kind of thing with this song, which I really appreciate.
Thing that everyone alive feels every day.
Oh,
Feels every day.
it's like chaos to calm, this manic feeling.
Feels every day.
I might bump this in my car.
I think I'm special 'cause I cut myself wide open, as if it's honorable to bleed.
I keep thinking it's gonna be a happy lyric, and then it's not.
And I know I wasn't chosen. The world keeps spinning without me. I told my mother I would die by 27. And in a way I sorta did. This thing I love has grown demanding and obsessive. And it wants more than I can give, than I can give, than I can give.
Girl.
Than I can give. Well, I'm the only
Production's
girl
just
alive in LA County.
wild.
I've never known a day of peace.
And I love the little laughs that are in there too, because it's kind of like she's using laughter and humor as a coping mechanism. I know because I do the same thing.
I wake up every day and wish that I was different. I look around and it's just me. It's just me. It's just me.
Is that her or her son or something? Feel free to end the song now. Sits here like I heard that her son is on one of these tracks, so I'm guessing that's him. I feel like this is a death of sorts. That's what it feels like to me. If you think I gathered that, I did not. I mean, that was just a fascinating way to open the album. I got so many different like lyrical parallels to other songs that Halsey's written, which is unsurprising, you know, because they write very personal, very vulnerable music. It makes sense that themes and like ideas would correlate from track to track and album to album. It was a super interesting way to open the album. The production was constantly changing and morphing and transforming. It was like, it felt like she went to heaven. And then at the end, it was like very jarring and like maybe there was another death happening. I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of meaning in the production, and maybe that's just me looking too far into it. But, you know, I just think there's so much power that is brought into your life when you start talking about the things that you're struggling with. Like, not to be cheesy, but like the only way to bring light to the darkness is to like speak about the darkness out loud. To speak about your problems and what you're going through, that brings light to it, makes you connect to others. Production wise, I don't know. I wasn't like in love with it by any means. I actually kind of hated the production of it because it was very like jarring and it was very anxiety inducing, which I think was the entire point. But I didn't love the different layers going on, really. But melody wise, I would definitely go listen to it again, and like story wise, I would definitely go listen to it again. The next one is called Ego. I did see Halsey's performance of this song on one of the award shows, but that's the only time that I've heard it. But I did really like it, so I'm excited. I know it's like a rock vibe. Definitely a different soundscape for her. Gonna have to adjust to that.
I'm caught up in the everyday trend, tied up by invisible thread, walking down a razor thin edge, and I wake up tired, think I'm better off dead. Been a few months since I crossed over state lines, talk to my mom, fake smiles over FaceTime, drink all night till I can't walk a straight line, feel so low but I'm high at the same time. I can't keep my feet on the ground, and I'm nervous what you'll think of me now. I'm hoping that someone comes around and helps me figure it out.
It explodes in the chorus.
I think that I should try to kill my ego.
Drums.
'Cause if I don't, my ego might kill me. I'm all grown up, but somehow lately I'm acting like a fucking baby. I'm really not as happy as I seem.
Great Impersonator. Like, I don't know what her personal interpretation of the album title was. I feel like there's a lot of different ways you could take it. But I took it as like pretending to be happy when you're actually having a miserable time. Putting on a fake smile for everyone. That's the vibe that I get, the interpretation that I take away from it. Melodies in this chorus are insane. This whole chorus is amazing.
Just wanna be invited, but I won't attend. I've been having bad dreams, my career could end because I slipped up when I should have played pretend. Turned 18 and I left the city. I said I wanna be cool, I don't wanna be pretty.
She's tired of being this like pretty thing.
I'm all grown up, but somehow lately I'm acting like a fucking baby. I'm really not as happy as I seem. Nothing's as it seems.
Kind of, if I can't have love, I want power, but a brighter sound. That's this track for me.
I don't like the lie I'm living. I'm way too nice and too forgiving. I wanna go back to the beginning when it all felt right. A rooftop, Lower East Side, I'm singing. Didn't give a fuck if I was winning. It's all done now, so who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I'm doing way worse than I'm admitting. I think that I should try to kill my ego. 'Cause if I don't, my ego might kill me. I'm acting like a fucking baby. I'm really not as happy as I seem. But nothing's as it seems. Yeah, nothing's as it seems. And I'm all grown up, but somehow lately I'm acting like a fucking baby. I'm really not that happy being me.
It's a chorus that you just want to scream along to. I can't wait till I'm more in the mood for that vibe, and I'm just gonna play it in my car and like go crazy. That is a good song. I do love that chorus. Vulnerable again, but feels more like a radio friendly kind of song that could appeal to a wider audience than the first track on this album. The next one is called Dog Years. Doing.
They said I have a universal blood type I can give to anyone in need, but only receive from someone exactly like me.
Ooh, it's a metaphor.
I'm trying to be positive, but oh, it's really hard. I'm a loner, I'm a loser. Won't you shoot me in the yard? Put me down like a lame horse, or send me to the farm where all the dogs go.
She wants to die.
I've been a really good dog. Can I come inside? Yeah, I've been such a good girl. Can we go for a ride? I'm on a real short leash, but I like it tight. You know I'm such a sweet girl, but I can really bite.
Ooh, it's so dark.
'Cause my dog died last year. He fell asleep in my embrace. And the very last thing I told him was see you soon and we can race.
I don't get this one.
No mercy kill is what I seek. I didn't ask to live, but dying's up to me.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've been such a good girl. Can we go for a ride? I'm on a real short leash, but I like it tight. You know I'm such a sweet girl, but I can really bite.
It sounds sensual, but I know it's not meant to be. Very foreboding.
Well, they say all dogs go to heaven. Well, what about a bitch? What about an evil girl left lying in a ditch? Tell the 3 people who ask that I am in a better place. Reason lots of grass and lots of chocolate cake. 'Cause I'm not old, but I am.
Dogs can't have chocolate. It'll kill them.
I'm not old, but I am tired. I'm not here, I'm somewhere else. I'm not old, but I am tired. I'm 196 in dog years. I have seen enough. I've seen it.
You're like, she's like, I'm good.
Really good dog. Can I come inside? Yeah, I've been such a good girl. Can we go for a ride? I'm on
Obsessed with the flow of this one.
get tight. You know I'm such a sweet girl, but I can really bite. Down like a lame horse, send me to the farm where all the dogs go.
Chaos again. It's like there's these moments where it just kind of unravels and all the sounds kind of feel like they're popping out. And then it kind of goes back. It's like I don't know what I'm supposed to say about that song. It sounded to me like a song about wanting to die, but also like not wanting to suffer, wanting a merciful kill. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know. I thought the flow was insane. I loved it sonically. It was a lot to unpack, you know, in terms of like the story being told. And already, this is just a lot to process, and we're only 3 tracks in. The next one is called Letter to God from 1974. Interlude vibes.
A deer that must have gotten hit. It made me start to cry. Did he have a mom and dad? And do they argue just like mine? Did he have a little brother that annoyed him all the time? Did he want to be?
You're going to be coming on that first part. You're coming while she's singing. Okay. Yeah.
Did he want to be grown?
I like this. It's kind of like, you know, you're in the recording booth with them and she's doing take after take, and that's cool. The echoey vibe too.
So boy, I went to school with who had to keep me up at 5. Now his parents gave him everything. They never yell or fight. They never make him cut his hair because they're happy he survived. He didn't have to clean his room. It wasn't
not sure what I'm supposed to say about that, so let's just go right into Panic Attack. I'm floating.
My body carries sadness that my brain cannot yet see, and I've been holding on to memories in my stomach and my teeth.
I love this.
Both my shoulders have been burdened by the weight of my mistakes, and every time you lean in closer, both my knees can't help but shake. And I think you're a danger to my health, or so it seems. Is it love or a panic inside?
Oh.
Is a heavy heart too much to hold? I don't know, but it's late, so I'm taking you home. Is it love or a panic inside? Would you mind if I asked you on the phone? I don't know, but it's late, so I'm taking you home.
Oh, a twist. I didn't see that coming, you know, but it is true. Love can probably feel like a panic attack. I don't know, I've only experienced a panic attack. But if nothing else, this is kind of a bop about a panic attack that can help you feel less alone in your struggles with having them. So I'm here for that. Obsessed with this production. Does anyone else just feel like you're floating on a cloud or something?
I had to call the doctor, left a note on his machine.
Who
Because
produced this?
when we went walking, and I felt it in my spleen.
Stuart Price. I'm seeing the name Stuart Price. People have been commenting that on my videos, saying that he worked with Madonna or Kylie Minogue. I don't know. Anyway, shout out to you, Stuart Price.
Now I think I need a blood test or an antihistamine.
Bop into antihistamine.
Me fucking nervous, and I don't know what it all means.
Oh.
And I think you're a
I love, you make me fucking nervous. I love that.
because you make me fucking nervous. And
Love that.
And I think you're a danger to my health. Is it love or a panic inside? Is a heavy heart too much?
Such a palate cleanser after the rest of the songs.
Home, my spirit has been broken.
Give me a bridge.
My optimism's getting sore, and I would.
A lot of this like fake optimism theme.
But my body's keeping score, and I don't know if I can see you anymore. Is it love? Is it love?
The chorus is just, it gets you in a good mood.
Is it love or a panic attack? Is a heavy heart too much to hold? I don't know, but it's late, so I'm taking you home.
Just a bop. Just a palate cleansing bop. Obviously, like the beginning of the song, I was like, okay, she's describing a panic attack. Like this could be a lot. But then the chorus comes in and you're just instantly put in a good mood. Yeah, that was just, it was just a good mood in a song. And I loved the writing on the first half of that song with like, my body carries sadness that my brain cannot see. I've been holding on to memories in my stomach and my teeth. I love that really visceral imagery. Like you can feel what she's talking about, especially if you've had anxiety before. Good times. good times all around. The next one's called The End. I've heard this song. I reacted to it. Not a huge fan of it. Like, I mean, it's a fine song. It's a pretty song, but like, I haven't really developed a connection of it in my own personal life. I haven't really listened to it a whole ton. But let's refresh my memory and, you know, let's see it in the context of the album.
Every couple of years now, the doctor says I'm sick. Had a fucked up childhood.
Is this album a trauma dump? That's fine if it is.
If you knew it was the end of the world, could you love me like a child? Could you hold me in the dark?
It's just so subdued. I think that's why I haven't listened to it a lot.
Would you leave when it gets hard?
Yeah, it's a really pretty song. It's just a bit too subdued for me. But I did react to it, so if you want my more in-depth thoughts, you know, you can check out my reaction. All right, so the next track is called I Believe in Magic. I feel like this is gonna be another depressing one. Like, I used to believe in magic and now I don't. I can't imagine it to be positive after all we've heard so far. A lot of this like atmospheric background over top of a guitar. These chords feel melancholy, empty, void.
My son is almost 3. He used to look just like his dad, but right now he looks jealous like me. And as far as I can see, the fruit I bear is sweet. But the apple's rolling real far from the tree, and falling down the hill so full of love and so carefree. I wonder if the world will treat him any better than it treated me.
Now it just feels sweet.
Don't you preach. I try to teach him every day that nothing good is free, but oh, it should be. And with my roots above and all my branches down below, please tell my boy I love him so. Please tell the world I have to grow before I go. I just wanted you to know.
I don't know if you know how I feel about artists writing songs for their children, but if you don't know, I'm obsessed. I think it's the sweetest thing ever. Like, just hearing her talk about her son and like her wishes for him. It's beautiful.
That I believe in magic and I believe in sin. I started to believe in love the day I met my little twin. I think I might start trying because I haven't been. My mama's getting old.
If she's gonna talk about parents getting old, I'm gonna leave. Don't want that right now.
I think I might start trying because
You can't fool me with the sweet vocals. I know it's depressing.
Turn off the light and they can't see.
my mama's getting old. Well, it's contagious and you catch it like a cold. 'Cause every year that passes for me passes her 100-fold.
Love that.
But that alliance didn't save me from her fate. No, I didn't last till 28. Became a single mom, just crushed under the weight of a child growing faster than I think that I can take.
My album review is just gonna be a sigh. It's a lot. It's a lot of information to take in. Every line obviously has like, you know, a piece of the story in it. It's a lot to listen to and like take in on a first listen. Crushed under a rake of a child growing faster than I think I can take. 'Cause every year yeah, I don't like this. Like, I don't really love this one. It's kind of making me feel sad and anxious, and I don't like the idea of time passing and thinking about how fast it passes and thinking about people getting old. Not really my idea of a fun Saturday night. This is actually a Saturday night. This is how I'm spending my Saturday night. Not necessarily my idea of a fun Saturday night, but alas, we continue.
Anyway, and I remind myself
He's there.
when he sees me turn gray and realize it's too late, like I did with my mother. So now I tell her to her face.
This is like a love song to her son, to her mother.
Up and all my branches down below. Please tell my mom I love her so. Please tell the world I have to grow before I go.
The chord's so sweet. It's covered in this sweetness, even throughout the sad lines.
And I still believe in sin. I still believe
Just
in
like-
heaven if they'll never let me in. I started to believe in love the day I met my little twin. And I might start trying because I haven't been.
like the plucking a lot. Pluck a guitar and you have my heart.
I love him so.
And she had to end with the crickets, or the whatever those animals, those little bugs were. That one was so sweet. It had this sweet undertone to it. Very homemade feeling, you know, with all the little snippets of her life with Ender in the background. I can tell it's already not going to be a favorite of mine. Like, I don't necessarily see myself going back to it. Because it did have kind of a lullaby feeling to it. And I don't usually listen to songs like that in my everyday listening. But the next one is called Letter to God from 1983. Woo! Fun drum.
I left home and moved to Brooklyn, where my boyfriend had a place. And he had track marks on his arms, but had the most angelic face. I watched my
I feel like I'm running.
boy 21, and now I'm 28. I'm at the doctor's every day because I can't stop losing weight. And now I'm the one with the needles in my arms and in my legs. I'm making jokes about the blood tests, and I'm planning my estate. And I don't wanna blame the child, but I have to speculate. Answer to those prayers that came delayed, because I never would have said it.
The thread continues.
Moment I was happy, then it all disintegrates, and I'm singing, please God, I don't wanna be sick, and I don't wanna hurt, so get it over with quick. Please God, I don't wanna be loved, don't wanna be somebody that you're trying to get rid of. Please God, I don't wanna be sick, and I don't wanna hurt, so get it over with quick. Please God, I wanna be loved, I don't wanna be somebody you're trying to get rid of. Thank you.
It's like a live. Okay. Right. You know, with these letters to God, they're so personal. They're so specific and unique to Halsey, right? Like, no other artist could have put a song together like that, unless you had the same prayer when you were younger, which chances are you probably didn't. I think these letters to God are one of the most personal aspects of the album, and it's a thread that continues, and can't wait to see what they say in Letter to God in 1998. But I think it's such a unique thing to make a song about. It's kind of like an interlude, right? But to make an interlude about, very specific, no other artist could have written that. The next one is called Hometown. Okay.
Drums, right? Okay.
David.
Did he mention the drums? Because I will say, I really like the drums on this album.
Out in the summertime in a hot box car.
Let's get it. We bopping?
David died in the summertime in a hot box car.
A lot of this like homemade feeling sound effects, like you're in the recording studio, you're in the room with Halsey. Who's Davey?
Davey died in the summertime in a hot box car, with a seatbelt around his neck and a needle in his arm. We would smoke out in the parking lot behind convenience shops. I bought a couple of grams of weed off him, but so did all the cops back then. The kids from all the county, we would walk out in the heat, along the train tracks with our paper bags and gravel in our feet. In our heads we picked the husband from the 100 men we knew.
Kind of like a fucked up hometown song.
A pop star and check my breasts in case they grew. There ain't no reason on this earth I go back to my hometown. Somewhere in the clouds, Davey's running for a touchdown.
I had a very different experience with my hometown, but I also would not be running to go back there.
Appears in his mother cheers, he's waving from the field, and he's evergreen at 17.
It has that country vibe that she did in one of the songs on Manic. sad.
Like anyone, I was a paradox to a lie. I didn't think that I was special, but I was too afraid to die. Like the others from my high school, all those sad suburban ghosts trapped in a cross next to a highway, while the rest of us get old. There ain't a reason on this earth that
Too many ghosts in their hometown.
somewhere in the clouds, Davey's running for a touchdown.
I want to bop so bad though. I know it's sad, but I just want to vibe.
The American dream means staying young forever. When the crow's feet come, the kingdom come, well, you'll always look the same. There ain't a reason on this earth that goes
The bop.
hometown. Somewhere in the clouds, Davey's running for a touchdown. Crying tears and his mother cheers and he's waving from the field.
That one was just very conflicting for me. I wanted to bop, I wanted to vibe, but it was obviously, you know, very heavy lyrical content, so felt kind of conflicted. But I will say already I'm feeling the length of this album a lot. It is feeling really, really long, and we're only about 9 tracks in out of 18. So we're halfway through and it already feels really long. I think because every single song has so much within it. You know, you are unpacking so much with every single line, and so it feels super duper duper long. There's not been a lot of songs that I feel like I can just like vibe to. The last one was Panic Attack, but every single song since then I've been listening so intently to, you know, what the story is. So it has been a lot. But yeah, I don't know, sonically, like, we're halfway through, you know, sonically definitely not connecting to this as much as I have with Halsey's previous albums. With that being said, there's been so many different vibes so far that, you know, it's been hard to like get a grasp for it because it's been very eclectic. Like, we have Ego, that was kind of like the big rock song. We have Panic Attack, that was like more of, I think, a poppy moment. We have I Believe in Magic, which felt like such a sweet lullaby, and then we have Hometown, which had like that country vibe. So there's been a lot of different, you know, different styles of music presented, and so I think that's another reason it's gonna take me a minute to like really get into. The next one is called I Never Loved You. Definitely some experimental things going on, some of which I don't like.
They're cutting her up on the operating table, but it wasn't enough. The surgeon said she had a hole in her heart, but it wasn't her fault.
Oh yeah, I heard this snippet on Instagram.
Through an open wound, 'cause everything I put inside there just fell right through. And I hold the parts together with some pressure and glue, and you're running in slow-mo to the hospital room. If you only knew
Storytelling.
how bad it hurt me too. So now you can take the money, you can get on a plane to a beautiful island, build a house in my name. You can donate all the money to somebody in pain, and you can rest your head down and not feel any shame. I never loved you. I never loved you. I never loved you in vain.
I never loved you in vain.
They're sewing me shut, opening the doors and then removing their gloves, taking the long way to the end of the hall.
Layered vocals, I love.
They couldn't save her. You left me standing in the parking lot.
My head's empty right now, if you were wondering.
Heat of fire, head on concrete in the screeching of tires, sound of sirens, rush of pain. I almost thought I heard you call my name. So now you can take the money, you can get on a plane to a beautiful island, build a house in my name.
This one's beautiful beyond my recognition in this moment.
And you can rest your head down and not feel any shame. I never loved.
Okay, that that one, my head was just totally empty, and I was just like unable to really process anything of what she was saying. But I loved it sonically. It was really pretty. A gorgeous bridge. Definitely my favorite part of the song. The next one is called Darwinism. Lord Jesus. I need a minute. A moment.
There's lots of fish out in the pond, in the oceans and the rivers and in all the waterfalls. But if I'm made for land and not the sea at all, could I crawl and find some kind Neanderthal? And what if I'm from outer space, and I have fire in my bones and in my veins? I let it show and scare my suitors far away, leave them traumatized with visions of its glow behind my face. They say that God makes no mistakes, but I disagree.
Why am I getting Aurora? I don't know about this one. Straight up hate that part.
You'll know something that I don't.
My head's going to explode.
I learned something that I fear I'll never know. You all grew body parts I fear I'll never grow. You'll know something that I don't.
Super sparse production. Not a lot going on. Other than kind of the experimental sound effects.
I'm just cosmic dust. Put me in a metal box that's bound to rust. Shoot me into space and leave me to combust. Return to Earth and just dissolve into its crust. And I was born all by myself. It's not unlikely that I'll die that way as well.
Just total hopelessness. I don't know. That one, you know, I thought the placement was interesting, being in the middle of the album and it feeling like such a hopeless song. Kind of feels like through the first tracks, Halsey was coming to the realization of how hopeless they felt, and then that was kind of like the breaking point where it was like, I just feel like I am different than everyone else. Like, I have been given such a bad deck in life. Everyone else has some purpose, has some design, and I'm just over here like existing and being an amoeba. I mean, I think everyone has kind of felt that way at times, depending on your life circumstances, obviously, and for different reasons. I think it's a very common place to be, to get to like this very hopeless state, especially if you've struggled with depression, anxiety, anything like that. It's very common to like get to that kind of like rock bottom state. Sonically, did not like it. It was my least favorite so far. Production was very sparse, and there were just kind of these weird sound effects throughout that I get kind of went along with the song. You know, I do feel like it kind of made sense with the lyrical content, but I didn't connect with it. It's not really a song I would want to go listen to again. The next one is called Lonely is the Muse. This was a single, but I have not heard it. More guitar. Dark again.
I spent years becoming cool, and in one single second you can make a decade of my efforts disappear.
Losing reputation.
Just waiting at the bar, and you rip open all my scars by saying something like, didn't know you were here.
I love this.
I always knew I was a martyr and that Jesus was one too, but I was built from special
feels like their last album.
Assembled to fit perfectly for you, or anybody that decides that I'm of use. Only is the muse.
I feel like we're back to a familiar Halsey sound with this one. It really feels like coming home. We're a minute in. This is easily my favorite so far. This just feels so right to me after so many tracks that just felt like a bit of a departure from Halsey's typical sound, and like there's nothing wrong with that, but it felt a little bit, you know, outside the norm of what I was used to hearing from her. This one fits right in to, you know, the style of music that I feel like I'm used to from her, specifically the last album, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. I feel like this could fit like a glove on that album, and I do love that album.
Where do I go in the process when I'm just an apparatus? I've inspired platinum records, I've earned platinum airline status.
Platinum airline status?
But I'm reduced to just a body here in someone else's bed.
Mind a couple diamonds from the story in my head, but I'm reduced to just a body here in someone else's bed. Wow, this one's gorgeously, like, the writing on it is gorgeous. Sonically, oh my gosh, this just feels like, it's definitely a standout for me.
Was a martyr, that Jesus was one too, but I was built from special pieces that I learned how to unscrew, and I can always
More dark, kind of unsettling.
fit perfectly for you, or
Love that part.
anybody that decides that I'm of use. Only is the muse.
Like, they're just a vessel for other people to get inspiration from.
Since I will always be a martyr, I will fill your life with sounds. I'll be a wing chime in the window, catching lights to throw around. Tear apart your bedroom, I'll call you in the night. I will exist in every second just to decorate your life. And when you're done, you can discard me like the others always do. And I will nurse my wounds until another artist needs me new.
I will nurse my wounds until another artist stains me new. Wow, it sounds like she, you know, is kind of a martyr for the industry. Like I'm gonna sacrifice myself so that I can make art for you to enjoy. But I'm gonna be the martyr. Like, I'm gonna be taken advantage of. I'm gonna be battling for my place. But I'm gonna do it for the art and for my fans to enjoy my music. That's just the you know, the meaning that I'm taking away right away.
Always reassemble to fit perfectly in you, for anybody that decides that I'm of use. Only is the muse.
So familiar at that part. Definitely, you know, what I would consider the best song so far. It just felt like literally going home and like getting a hug from Halsey and being like, I'm still, you know, I've still got it. The next one is one of the ones that I've been the most curious about. It is called Arsonist. Reversed.
Arsonist, burning down the world to feel its heat. My apologies, arsonist, you loved me. I'm glued to a building that's on fire, handcuffed to a narcissistic lie. And
Well, the backing vocals really do elevate that feeling of like not being able to breathe, being engulfed in smoke.
space and leather G, eyes a blaze of apathy. Am I a victim in your game? Am I a set of antique plates? Will you pass me through your bloodline with your ornament of age? Can I
Going down down with the ship.
Arsonist, burning down the world to feel its heat. The arsonist doesn't feel the embers on his feet.
Just totally numb to the world. Desensitized.
My apologies, arsonist. You loved me.
This was a cool one. I just don't know what's going on.
Build a small container to keep all of me confined. I am water, I am shapeless, I am fluid, I'm divine. Somebody will love me for the way that I'm
You try to confine me, but I'm just gonna flip out the cracks.
intertwined.
Oh.
You don't love the flames, you just want them for yourself. And douse my head in kerosene, horizon into hell. And you smothered out the glow I grew for you, but it was mine too.
Wow, this is a
Arsonist.
love song about. Like, oh my gosh. She was used by someone.
Arsonist, your human starter kit came incomplete. My apologies, arsonist. You loved me.
This has such a cool atmosphere to it. Like, it's so unique.
Not love, it's playing God, and there's repentance paid for entering a temple like a fraud in your charade.
Every line's poetry.
Then lock the door and trap me right here in the blaze. Arsonist, burning down the world to feel its heat. Loved me.
Interesting. The irony of saying my apologies when it's clearly not her fault.
Have you ever burnt your throat or down?
What? This one's so crazy, but really cool.
Candle burn off inside you. Have you ever given the world to somebody as a gift and had it returned?
My brain is melting slowly, actually very quickly. That one was one of my favorites so far. I think that was such a cool, interesting, unique song. Just the way it flowed and the way it kept going and going. It was very similar all throughout, but I really loved it. Lyrically, just another aspect of kind of how her life has gone off course and not been something that she's excited about partaking in. It sounds like someone took advantage of her, just was a terrible person to her. Was possibly a narcissist as well. Bad relationship. Yeah, there's a lot of different, topics being touched on this album. Romantic relationships, other relationships, fame, health, wellness. There's so much to unpack here. It's very overwhelming to experience this album all at once. But the next one is called Life of the Spider, and it's a draft. So maybe it'll be a bit more of that homemade kind of feeling. A lot of echoey, atmospheric moments.
It's 4 in the morning and I'm laying with my head against the toilet seat. Too sick to eat.
Super stripped back again.
Feel like a monster and it doesn't help that you will treat me like I've got the venom in my teeth. 'Cause I'm the spider in your bathroom, I'm the shadow on the tile. I came for shelter from the cold and I thought I'd stay a while. I'm only small, I'm only weak, and you jump at the sight of me. You'll kill me when I least expect it. God, how could I even think of daring to exist? Looking just like this, I'm hideous. I'm nothing but legs, they used to say. I'm nothing but skin and bones these days. You dangle me high over the drain and tell me I'm lucky you don't drop me there and let me wash away or put me on display. by trapping me forever between a glass and a dinner plate. 'Cause I'm the spider in your kitchen, weaving webs through every year. And I worked real hard on the last one, but the last one got me here. I'm minding my own business, but my presence makes you curse. I should be getting better, but I'm only getting worse. And God, how dare I even think of choosing here to die? 'Cause then I'm just a problem that you have to take outside. And I know you hate the sight of me. I haunt you when you're fast asleep. I've got 8 legs, a million eyes. If only I had 8 more lives. 'Cause I'm the spider on the ceiling and you're nothing but a guy. You don't like it when I cry. You would break me if you tried. And you will, because I dare to be alive.
It's so interesting the lack of repetition these songs have. Like, there's so many lines on this album. There's so much lyrical content and context to uncover. Every line is something, and it's so much, you know, it's so much to process. Like this one, my brain is completely empty. I'm reading the lyrics and I'm just like, my brain is totally empty. But, you know, another song about a toxic relationship and him, you know, taking advantage of her, kind of using power against them. Sounds really fucked up. That's all I gotta say about it. Sonically, it was a bit too stripped down for me to really get into. Okay, the next one is Hurt Feelings. Experimental things.
My dad is almost home, I can't tell time yet, but I know because the air becomes electric and my mother cleans the stove. You're walking through the door and both my eyes will find the floor, and I will search my brain to find something I might get yelled at for. He'll come in with a frown and tell me sit your ass right down, or he might get his kicks from joking that he's just playing around. And in a few years I will leave, but I'll perpetually believe that any man who says he loves me is hiding something up his sleeve.
Trust issues.
Wash me in the water, you can cut off all my hair.
I think I've heard this part.
Changing like the weather, but I'll never be like him. The other girls date older guys and wear their t-shirts late at night, but everything I own that's oversized belongs to me, it's mine. And I don't have souvenirs of all the earliest of years. You know my father isn't dead, but it don't feel like he's still here.
Okay, so this song is about another topic altogether, daddy issues. We do have a song about daddy issues. Again, there's so many different topics that this album is covering because Halsey's really covering such a wide range of their life. Yeah, and it sounds like Halsey doesn't have a relationship with him anymore and that she's trying to not become just like him.
Strange now that he's gray and getting older by the day, and my eyes tell me that he's harmless despite what my heart has to say. So maybe just forget, maybe move on, don't regret, or maybe this is just another trick that hasn't happened yet. Wash me in the water,
Love the chorus.
from my hair, 'cause blood is thick, water is forever, and it's safer than a board, lighter than a feather, and that girl
Olivia Rodrigo.
only if you let her in, I left her back home, but I can't forget her. Thought that it was my fault, and now sometimes I still do. It didn't chase me through the park, so now I'm chasing after you, but I can't keep up the illusion or confirm your point of view.
favorite choruses on the album. I absolutely love the chorus on that track. It was another one, you know, altogether wasn't my favorite song, but I think it unveiled a lot about the relationship between Halsey and her father. You know, it was kind of, again, just very revealing. This is like complete diary entry, very vulnerable, you know, really taking us through every aspect of Halsey's life. The next one is called Lucky. I was gonna do the music video, but honestly, my brain is just really feeling like it has a lot to internalize and process right now. So I'm not gonna do that, but I am gonna listen to the song, and then we're gonna go right into Letter to God from 1998. Yeah, so Lucky, definitely a grower. Hated it the first time I heard it. I hated the Britney Spears tie-in, even though I love the song Lucky by Britney Spears. But I will say that it has grown on me a lot, and I actually love the song now. Like at first, this experimental stuff I hated.
Does it all just to be liked by strangers that she met online? Did it all to be included? My self-loathing so deep-rooted. I heard it's from the drugs she ate, and I feel her, but I can't relate, cause I never end up in that state.
That irony again coming through. I feel her, but I can't relate because I'd never end up in that state. And it's like, anyone could end up in that state.
When I die, I won't have time to spend my money.
And this one is so much about fame and feels like the most fame-heavy song so far. So again, just all these different songs being about different aspects of her life. Super fascinating. Yeah, I love this one. Like lyrically, sonically, one of my favorites so far. The lyrics are just so real. Like I just wanted to do this to be liked by strangers that I met online. Girl who flew too high. It's just very, very confessional, and I love that.
Became a single mom at my premiere. And I told everybody I was fine for a whole damn year. And that's
Again, this facade.
I'm so lucky. I'm a star, but I cry, cry, cry in my lonely heart again. If there's something missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night?
Oh, it's such a good chorus.
Why do these tears come at night?
Why they come? Why they come?
Haven't you heard?
Sounds so much like I Want It That Way. Okay, that's a great song. I think the experimental elements of it just took a minute for me to adapt to. And hearing that sample, I didn't like it at first, but now I just love everything about that song. One of the most like just straight up honest songs on the album so far, and this has been probably the most honest album I've listened to this year, so that's really saying a lot. The next one, super excited, Letter to God from 1998. So finishing up the story, the little trio, and the thread continues.
Say, hello everybody. Hello, nice to meet you. There's a microphone, a tone of voice.
What does mommy use the microphone for?
For mommy singing.
Yeah, for mommy singing.
That's so cute. Why did she have to make it cute at points?
Favorite singer?
Mommy.
Please God, oh whoever you are. Please God, oh whoever you are. These days I get less calls, cause no one wants to hear my voice. I miss the days when I was getting texts that I could just avoid. I wonder who here really loves me, or who wants to be employed. Every time I'm in the real world, I just end up paranoid. I stay at home all by my lonesome with my little baby boy. And I watch him on the kitchen floor, he's playing with his toys. And I don't ever wanna leave him, but I don't think it's my choice. So I'm basking in these moments where I feel a shred of joy. But I don't think my pleas are heard, because I'm screaming in the void. I'm screaming, please God, oh you've gotta be sick. Why do you make it hurt, and why is it over so quick?
Oh shit.
Please God, I'm finally loved. I finally found somebody I don't wanna get rid of.
Oh.
Please God, is it busy up there? You to my prayer. Please God, no, this doesn't seem fair. I'm trying not to show it, but I'm terribly scared. Please God, oh whoever you are.
Oh, so pretty.
Please God, oh whoever you are.
Wow.
Please God, oh whoever you are. Da, 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 da.
Oh, okay. That was a really cool, interesting way to finish out that trio of letters to God. I loved the lyrical twist of being like, you've got to be sick. Why do you make it hurt? Why is it over so quick? Like, why are these moments of joy so few and far between? And why does the rest of life hurt so much? That's the vibe that I got. Please God, I'm finally loved. I finally found something I don't want to get rid of, but I'm eventually going to have to leave him. Really sad. Really, really, really sad. Very heavy. But I think the letters to God are the most personal and one of the most interesting aspects of this album, and I like how they're kind of scattered throughout and you're wondering what the next one's gonna be. I love that. Okay, the next one is the title track, The Great Impersonator. And this, I believe, was the last track on the standard edition, but we are going to be checking out the bonus track, Alice of the Upper Class, as well. They all kind of start with this vibe. I like that.
No one has to know. I could always hide, but sometimes it might get to me, the things on all their minds. Like they don't know I'm lonely.
Interesting that it sounds happy, but the lyrics are sad. Just like, you know, she puts on this fake smile, pretends to be super happy, but in reality she's hurting. Which I think a lot of people can relate to, you know, using fake happiness or humor as a coping mechanism when you're actually going through something. I know I do that. So, very relatable concept.
They don't know I'm kind or scared that I can't hack it. Every single truth I sing once started as a lie.
Every single truth I sing once started as a lie. Interesting. So maybe she used to not be very honest in her music, and now, you know, the music has gotten more honest.
Then I redesign and put myself together like some little Frankenstein. Does a story die with its narrator? Hope they spell my name right in the paper.
It's very playful and fun. It kind of feels like a circus or something to me. But again, the lyrics being sad.
And here lies the great impersonator. Does a story die with its narrator? And here lies the great impersonator.
This is so on point. Like, sonically just goes along with the whole theme. Feels very circus-like. She's a clown, painting on a smile.
In a car crash, in a pile of broken glass. It's funny how it looks like glitter from the overpass. I'm in a pickup truck, the door is stuck, I'm sinking in the water, and the girl inside is waving, but the people just applaud her. This is a cry for help, calling for assistance, but you can't tell I need it when you're watching from a distance.
Yeah. The girl inside is waving, but the people just applaud her. I see that as Halsey makes music. We all applaud. We love her music. In reality, the lyrics are a cry for help.
Surely it's forgotten sooner or later. Great Impersonator.
Wow.
What happened to the girl I knew? The one so sweet, the ingenue. The jailbait roommate, not a fucking lightweight. Party tail on black and blue. Like, I think I'm gonna miss my train. The street signs all look the same. Like Alice through the looking glass. I'm tired of the upper class. I wanna go back, go back, go back, go
Angry
back,
Halsey.
go back. I'm a freak, yeah, I'm a psycho. I feel
Pop punk Halsey?
I'm hypomanic, I'm mechanically up all night though. Took another dose, but I don't think it's micro.
I love this one.
Yeah, I'm a monster. I knew beauty, then I lost her. In a coma, can't defrost her. Can't you see that I'm an imposter?
Oh my, I just love the energy of this one.
Where's the fun in doing well? The good girls never kiss and tell. Now the smart ass white trash bitches in the first class. Well, that's American dreaming in a nutshell.
True.
Get me off this plane. The flight attendant said my name.
The wealth gap is ridiculous.
Better buckle up, cause we're headed to hell in the fast lane. The gallus through the looking glass. Tired of the upper class.
I like the lyrical comparison there.
Back, go back, go back. I'm a freak, yeah, I'm a psycho.
This could have been on Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. Just saying.
Think I'm mechanically up all night though. Took another dose, but I don't think it's micro. I'm a beast, yeah, I'm a monster. I knew beauty, then I lost her. In a coma, can't defrost her. Can't you see that I'm an imposter? I know now what I always knew. I don't belong here. How about you? You can have my seat. It's yours for free, but I still get punished for good deeds. So you're watching from 10,000 feet in the magazine.
I have no idea what they're talking about, but it's fine.
And I crash, I crash, I crash, I crash, I crash, I crash.
This is what I would have loved from the full album, but Halsey did their thing and that's fine.
I'm a freak, yeah, I'm a psycho. I feel so good when I am hypomanic.
A lot of mental health too on this album.
In a coma, can't defrost her. Can't you see that I'm an imposter?
Oh my lord. I think that was the most tiring album listening experience I have ever experienced in my life. I am wrecked completely after listening to that album. Let's discuss, shall we? I would say I liked the artistic merit of this album a lot. I liked the storytelling in this album a lot. Sonically, I didn't connect with it right away like I usually do with Halsey albums. It was a very broad album, and I think I really respected how in-depth Halsey still managed to go about each concept, even though it was very, full of different concepts. It was so honest. It was so forthright about everything that Halsey, kind of has experienced in their life and just everything they've gone through. So many different aspects of Halsey's life were discussed in this album: mental health, relationships, romantic and platonic, fame, fears. They were just very, very candid about every single detail. And I think that is so refreshing, as always, to have an artist that isn't afraid to talk about all these different things that a lot of artists would not really talk about in their music. So once again, just refreshed by Halsey's songwriting and her artistry. She always has a meaning and a purpose behind her music, and this was no different. So highly respected this body of work and definitely plan to spend more time with it. Very interesting album. Lots to unpack. What are your favorite songs? What are your least favorite songs? Let me know, because there was a lot going on here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Excuse me while I go cleanse my brain, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.